Thank God the president decided to pause his tariffs. The president's decision to pause his reciprocal tariffs was a horrible decision. Trump needed to pause his reciprocal tariffs, and thank God he did. After his Liberation Day on April 2nd, markets were down nearly 12% in 4 days. Jamie Dimon and the leaders of BlackRock and pretty much all economists were saying the same thing, that the U.S. was either already in a recession or would be in one very soon. Our top allies in Asia, Japan and South Korea, were holding trilateral discussions with China on how to increase trade with each other. And on top of this, treasury yields did, yes, briefly go down, but then days later shot up to numbers higher than before Liberation Day. You see, Trump literally posted a video saying he was purposely tanking the stock market to get yields down, but yields ended up going up along with the market crashing. Typically, the one positive of market crashes is treasury yields go down because people take their money out of the stock market and put it into risk-free assets like bonds, which makes yields go down, and people, banks, and the government can start borrowing money and refinancing for cheaper. That didn't happen. People did take their money out of the stock market, but didn't buy bonds. In fact, yields went up because international investors, especially in Japan and China, started selling bonds as they no longer saw American treasuries as a safe storage of wealth. The whole plan imploded on itself, and Trump was feeling the pressure and had to fold. You can't have both a destroyed stock and bond market. Both of these were driven by the idiotic tariffs Trump levied not only on our adversaries, but on our closest allies. This made America no longer seem like a safe place for investment. Now, yes, our tariffs hurt other countries, but if they need to, they will divest from America. They will look to new markets. Yes, it will hurt them, but they will do it. And then American companies would no longer be afforded the free market beauty of being able to source cheap labor in developing countries. And we constantly hear, oh, that's an argument for slave labor. No. These countries voluntarily make our products for cheap because they are poor countries, and $1 to them goes a hell of a lot further than $1 to a worker in America. Therefore, poor countries provide the cheap products to the world, while us rich countries provide the expensive products to the world. The system works. Everyone's happy. Trump tried to change that system and saw that change would destroy the system, so he had to, and thankfully did, pause the tariffs. He should 100% not have paused the tariffs. Trump declared a new age in America on April 2nd, one where our politicians not only put top-line American growth number one, but fight for the American worker. On an inflation-adjusted basis, the U.S. GDP has increased a stunning 220% since 1979, yet the inflation-adjusted wage growth for the bottom 90% of workers only grew by 26%. So the top-line growth is stunning, yet workers are not getting their fair share of this growth. Where is that growth going, you may ask? To the top 10% of Americans, who now own nearly 70% of the wealth in America. It's time we spread out the wage gains, not only through some Bernie Sanders redistribution, but by requiring American companies who are dependent on selling to American consumers to build their products with American workers. Yes, this may hurt our companies and equity holding Americans in the short term because our companies are currently drunk on slave labor, but in the long run, it will build a more fair America where finally middle-class Americans can once again get a piece of the American dream. Trump's tariffs put this plan into action, but he couldn't handle the pressure, so he folded. Now it's the worst of both worlds. Countries and investors no longer feel they can trust the word of the American president because he's constantly changing his mind, but also American workers will continue seeing high-paying American jobs get shipped across the globe. The American dream is not cheap Nike clothes and a Chinese-made iPhone. It's the opportunity to progress up the ladder and provide more and more for your family the harder you work. It's time we bring opportunity back to America, and Trump was finally attempting to do so, but fell into the pressure. Tell me what you guys think in the comments on who won this argument, and please subscribe if you haven't already, and if you enjoy this both sides news content. Thank you guys, and have a great night.